Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Lieutenant Barr.
How you doing, Lieutenant? Doing good.
Good.
Oh. Nice to meet
Sorry,
you.
my hand's a little cold, man.
It's all right.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Brought my other gun.
Well. Okay. Well,
Guess they don't want us going back there. Said no business
maybe I
today.
got too much stuff in my wallet here. The card doesn't want to pick up.
All right. There
That's
it goes.
it. Good guess. All right, video. Come on in and have a seat.
Okay.
Let me have a seat right over there, sir.
Absolutely. Oh.
And here's my card.
Thank you, sir.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So just to kind of recap on the phone, you said you were on the Walmart parking lot and you were involved in an incident where a tow truck driver assaulted you.
Yes, sir.
And an officer
Repo
made the
Man.
same- A repo man?
I'm a repo man.
Okay.
Cream of the crop for types of people, I
Uh-huh.
tell you.
Okay. So so basically what you said to me that you want to file a complaint against the officers on the scene.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as we discussed earlier, you said that you wanted to obtain copies of body-worn camera, stuff like that. If you're familiar with our City Hall building over here, if you'll go over there, I think it's on the north side, and they'll do a
And
form.
yeah, I know where
fill
the
out.
office is. Yeah, I've been in there before.
Okay.
I just, yeah.
They'll take care of you on that. And if you want to maybe set up a meeting with the chief or something like that, you know, because you got to call the administrative assistant, you can call this number right here. That's a general number. This is just my extension.
Okay.
But you can call that number and tell them that you want to speak with the chief's administrative assistant, and you can want to set up a meeting with him about that. But
Yeah, I was going to tell you, I mean, I feel like after everything, I mean, you'll probably agree with me after seeing this. I think there's a general bad vibe in the department against, you know, people that do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I know this department has probably encountered a few of them over probably the last year, you know, 2 years, and honestly, at the end of the day, my job's not to make y'all's job hard. It's actually to bring awareness. It's to, you know, I want them to do the right thing and actually show everybody that you know they honor their oath that they took. That's a very important thing. I'm a Marine Corps veteran.
Okay.
Our constitutional rights are key. You know, they have to be protected at all costs. You know, it's always it's doing the right thing. You know.
Right. Well, my part on this would be is here's a form that I need you to fill out, and I kind of need you to outline what you specifically want the complaint to be about. You know, kind of be as direct and as informative as possible.
Okay.
You know, I think you made the comment you felt the officer should have made an arrest based on the information you gave them.
Yes, sir.
You made it said something to the fact that the supervisor on the scene act like they didn't care, or you know whatever it was you told me, sir, on the phone.
Okay.
So if you'll kind of do that, and what we'll do is I will open an investigation on it, and of course look at all the information that I have available to me.
Yes, sir.
The report, the call for service, the body worn camera, the radio traffic and everything like that.
Right.
And of course, anything. And you said you had some video as well too.
Yes, sir.
And if there's a way that you can share that, there's my email address. Is that something you think you could email to me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you'll do that, because I want to see that. And
well, and I was gonna. I mean, did you have time to?
Well, to be honest with you, sir, I'd rather have everything available to me, because I don't want to look at something now and say, oh, well, this or that or whatever.
Right.
I want to look at the whole totality of everything to see, by reading the report, by looking at the body worn camera, looking at the video that you have, and listening to the radio traffic, and just kind of have all that. So, because my job is to be 100% neutral.
Okay.
I'm not for the police officer.
Right.
I'm not for you.
Right.
All I do is I gather facts. I look at everything, and of course, all I'm going to do is see. We obviously have policies and procedures in place, and my job is to make sure that the officer or officers on the scene didn't violate any of our departmental policies. So that's what I do.
Okay. And kind of piggybacking on that, you did a good job kind of explaining that right there. But I was going to say, what would you say to people that are kind of shied away from going to internal affairs? Like myself personally, I know that reporting a problem within the department to the department, tends to lead a lot of people to believe that there's, you know, a certain level of biasness that will be taken to it because, you know, officers protect their own. You know, it's
well, and I certainly understand people feeling that way, but the thing about it is, I know this agency here, the admin of this agency, they do a very good job of dealing with situations where officers may not have acted within policy or violated policy or whatever, and things are dealt with here.
Okay.
So it's not one of those that, you know, oh, it's the good old boy, you know, oh, don't worry about that, you know, we'll just let that slide. If an officer is not acting is acting outside of policy and procedure here, it is dealt with on some level. Now, at the conclusion, once all determinations have been made based on the allegations that you're making, once everything has been reviewed, you will be contacted. Generally what we do is I mail a letter out with your information, so please be sure to put a good address down here for you, so we mail that letter out to you, you know, outlining, you know, what the situation, or excuse me, what the disposition of the case is, depending on, you know, if it's one allegation or 3 or 4 allegations, however it may be. Now, if, let's just say, hypothetically, that, you know, maybe one of the allegations or the officers are exonerated, or it's not sustained, there's not enough evidence to prove one way or the other, then you would get the information on that. But if it's something that is sustained, you would get the information, the letter, you know, advising you of that. But as far as any disciplinary action, that's all handled internally. We don't give information out about any disciplinary action that's taken against the officers. That's all private record. That's not something you have access to.
But how would that not be something that, I mean, it's we're talking about public employees, you know. I mean, obviously there's a certain level of accountability that needs to, you know, to the public. Transparency. I know there are certain things that you know are internal, but you know, certain actions taken, if the action is found to be clearly outside of guidelines, I mean, I think that, you know, that's an important part to know, you know, that yeah, this officer's wrong, but we're not going to say what happened. You know, just basically a slap on the hand, you know, behind closed doors, don't do it again. That's not really going to cut it a lot of times, you know.
Well, that's something that, you know, like I said, that's, as me being a lieutenant, that's what I'm advised.
Right.
That, you know, the officer's records. Now, that may be something that, you know, a person can get via some kind of a records request, or maybe something with a court order or something of that nature.
Yeah, I could request the personnel files and get the
and then see see where it goes. You know, as far as what would have to be done in order to obtain that information, right? So what I'm going to get you going on here, sir, because I don't know how long it's. So what I need you to do, this of course is blank. That's going to be the case number that I will sign, and where it says today's date, obviously put today's current date and time.
Yeah.
Your home, your address where I can mail the letter to, and of course it's got some personal information. Now the date of incident was yesterday, and of course the location you can put down Walmart, Southaven, if you don't know the exact address.
Okay.
And then of course if you don't know the officers involved, if you do know, you can write their names. You can put down, you know, Officer Smith and other unknown officers, or if you knew specifically, it's just say there was a.
Well, just about every officer out there. There may have been one, or there may have been one, maybe 2 officers that I did not identify, but as soon as they got on scene, as soon as they came within the vicinity of me, I asked them for their name and badge number. That's the first words out of my mouth.
Did they provide you that information?
Yes.
Okay. Because they're required to do so.
Right. None of them gave me any kind of issue with not providing IDs.
So if it's say one particular officer, and you mentioned something about a supervisor, I think you said it was a female.
Yes.
So if that's one, you say a black female, white female, Hispanic female officer, you know, however you best want to describe that person. In your own words, describe that person. Let us know. So if it's only that one person, or if there's multiple, please try to describe that person the best we can, because you said there was many officers on the scene. That's what we're trying to find out.
It started, and that was what got me. It took forever. I mean, forever for the first officer to respond. They should have been up there within minutes. There should have been an officer in the area. The first officer should have gotten there right away. For it to have taken as long as it did, it just blows my mind, and I wasn't able to actually get him threatening me, him chasing me through the lane, because, you know, I was on the phone with the dispatcher, and she wouldn't let me get off so I could actually, record a video. I
So-
didn't have a second cell phone on me at the time.
So you only had part of it. You didn't have all the incident that occurred between you and this person, right?
The only part I did not get was while I was on the phone with 911. So I got
Okay.
the attack, and then as soon as the attack happened, I immediately stopped the recording and called 911.
Okay.
And I was on the phone with 911 for that 10, and it felt like at least 10, 15 minutes.
Mhm.
Then as soon as the officer finally got on scene, I quickly got off the phone with the dispatcher and I started recording again.
Okay.
So,
one of your complaints said you felt like it took too long for the officers to get there, so please be sure to note that in here too.
Okay.
And once you fill all this information out here, sir, and you write down, of course, there's extra pages. Please write only on the front, don't write on the back side of it. And then when you're done, let's just say you get halfway through this page, just kind of draw a line so that way nothing else can be added, and I'll get you to sign it on the bottom. You don't sign it here. That would be a place for an officer to sign.
Okay.
But yes, sir, it says officer use only, so please just sign the next line down or something like that. So did you say that you did want to sign charges against that guy? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get you to work on that, and then I'm going to go see if I don't know how long it's going to take you this, but I'm going to see if there's somebody up here that can facilitate that for you.
Okay.
And so that way, whenever you get done with this, I'll get you with that officer. That way, they can get that taken care of for you. Okay.
Okay, and can you do me a favor as well? I got it yesterday, and I think it's the card is in my stuff in my bag somewhere. Hopefully it didn't. I didn't leave it in the hotel. But can you get me the case number again on this?
The report number. They give you the report number, but you don't have that.
He gave me the report
Okay.
number, and it was, and I showed it on the video at some point. I just have to find it. But if you could just,
Yeah, I'll write it on the back of this. How about that?
That works.
All right. So if you don't mind getting started on that, sir, I will go get that report number for you. Okay.
Thanks to the
All
board.
right. You're welcome. And it works now.
Yeah. Hey. No. Oh, did you? Ah. I did not know you were there. Alright. Let's see. Here, let me, hold on a second. Quick reaction, there we go. Do you want me to put you on speakerphone? Huh? Okay, alright. Well, let me put this down then so I can fill out this complaint. Okay, alright, bye. Or, yeah. Friday, August 4th. Time is 2:48 p.m.
Oh. Here you go, Mr. Reardon. Here's the report number right there on the back of that card.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go check and see who might be available to help you with that affidavit. Okay.
Sounds good.
I'll be back
Thanks, man.
shortly.
Hey, do you happen to remember about what time the incident occurred yesterday? Hello? I need to see if I can find the officers involved.
I believe y'all had plenty of warnings that this is unlawful. But, you know, our civil rights, our constitutional rights, you know, to me, they're the most important thing. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I swore where he hit my hand on the phone. And I told him that was assault, and I hit him about probably 8 feet from him. Tags on Walmart property and total. I believe y'all had plenty of warnings that this is unlawful. Walmart does not allow it. It's private property. I just said, fuck you. You can't read this. I bet you feel good about yourself towing away vehicles out of the Walmart parking. Oh, really? Assault.
Okay. See what this officer's name is.
How you doing, man? Good. Name, badge number, please.
Sir,
Name, badge number, please.
my name is Bash. Officer Dawson, 140.
Hey, Officer God.
One 410.
That's my last time asking you to stop talking. 'Cause y'all making this something that ain't gotta be both of you. I asked you.
And telling him the regulations are not allowed to be over here doing this. He comes up and I recorded it. I recorded it up until the part where he
Talk to me when he gets out of school and then I'll talk to you and step up here. Thank you.
threatened. He said, "I'll beat your ass," and then chase me right down the road. I mean, the cameras will show that. I mean, it's. I mean, he thinks I guess he thinks he's invincible or something. He can just do what he wants to do and assault whoever. Hey, gang, badge number, officer? Thank you, officer. I do. I guess he thinks he's invincible or something. He can just do what he wants to do and assault whoever. Hey, name, badge number, officer? Thank you, officer. I do. I guess you would need to fill the form where he hit my hand and the thumb. Thank you, officer. Do that. I guess he thinks he's invincible or something. He can just do what he wants to do and assault whoever. Hey, name, badge number, officer? Thank you, officer. I do. I guess you would need it because I'm the victim of the crime, right?
No, I
it's a corruption. Well, and it's kind of a that was kind of yeah, I can't do the phone on me.
Damn it, why didn't we get his?
While I was on the phone 911, that's when he threatened to beat my ass again and chase me. Well, I hope the person that owns this car comes out so they can see how lucky they are today. Yeah. Huh? Is that your car? Is that your car? Hey, you got a little bit more upgraded weaponry. What's your name, badge number? So get what's your name, badge number, please? Badge number? Yeah.
Badge number 1459.
Okay.
Southaven MS. Are you okay?
Yes, sir. I'm fine. I just, you can't get away with doing this.
Do you need an ambulance or anything like that? So,
I do want to pursue charges for assault. Yeah. But how many times do y'all make an arrest for something when you are not actually there physically at the scene?
Oh, you
So I've been
trying to see who they
trying
were?
to see the different officers. Yeah, I just basically put their badge number.
Okay. Oh, you
who
still
is
can't
that?
make it.
Barry Mill? Or?
That's, can you bring it down to see the face? That's Barry Hill.
Barry
That's
Hill?
Officer Barry Hill.
Okay. I'm just gonna doing a little mixing and matching.
That's fine. Take your time.
Okay, well, I felt like it was domestic violence. I was domestically assaulted in the Walmart parking lot. Yeah. What? Tell me what incident? Well, yeah, I guess he's still here, yeah. Lafayette County Audit.
What?
Lafayette, LAFA. I'm shaking because I'm so fucking pissed right now, man. Yeah, man. Hey guys. So, because this guy was not arrested, he's now sitting at the
If you're-
back
if you're-
spot back there. If I had to bet, it would be to see what vehicle I got into.
We'll have a log of all the officers on the scene, sir.
that
So
would be okay.
yeah, you don't have to do all that, sir. If you just want to
Okay.
write out your complaint,
Yeah.
because every officer on the scene should have their body worn camera on, and dispatch attaches them to the call. They'll have their information on there. So
Okay.
yeah, that'd be fine. I mean, if there's like one particular officer, like I said, that you felt was the one that you want to complain on, just describe them best you can. I mean, I understand you're trying to see the name or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And I tell you, there's out of everybody, I would say one officer did his job. I mean, to the best of his ability. It felt like he completely understood what I did, and him and I had a very friendly conversation. He was very supportive and trying to keep those guys. I mean, he was basically the only one to approach them in the back of the parking lot when they were sitting back there waiting for me to get into the vehicle and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I mean, they had no business remaining there, in the tow truck and all that after being asked to leave. Why would they be sitting at the back of the parking lot waiting, for everything to, it was clear they wanted to see what vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to get into so they could come in and harass me further
Mm-hmm.
or
Do you remember which officer that was, or was it a male officer?
yeah, I believe it was
A white or a male black or?
yeah, his name was right here.
He was out here with them, I think. I would assume he's with them. Now there's another car over here.
It's this guy.
might
C. Barker.
Barker.
C. Barker. He did
Yeah.
great. I mean, he was very professional. I commend him on how he handled everything. He actually went and approached him at the back of the parking lot while everybody else just stood around. It even got so bad that I said, look, the scout, the guy that's got 4 cameras mounted on his hood that was driving through the lanes, is sitting back there at the O'Charlie's exit, just looking this way, just being the point man. And I said, y'all just gonna allow him to sit right there and just.
So it was 2 different vehicles that were involved?
They're working as a team.
Okay, yeah.
You had the Scout and then you had the repo truck. The Scout it was a black car that had 4 cameras mounted on the hood.
Looking for the tags and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I asked the 2 officers if that were talking. I said, "Are y'all gonna just seriously just allow him to sit back there like a predator and try to scope out my vehicle? It's already bad enough that the attacker was able to leave the scene. I felt like my rights as a victim were not upheld right there. We're not protected.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just gonna let them just sit back there?" And he just shrugged his shoulders. Said, "If you're not gonna do your job, if you're not gonna approach him, I will." And he
That's
was
what Barker said?
No, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
That's what I told the officer. It was the Sydney whatever. And he said, "No, you're not." I said, "If you're just gonna stand here and you're not gonna approach him, I will." Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Don't do that." And I took off walking to the back of the parking lot. And I just I stood out there and I was hoping he would just drive off, but I just I didn't actually. I wasn't gonna go and approach the window because there's lots of crazy people. He could have had a gun behind the window, but I stayed safe distance. Hopefully to get him to move on out of here. Let him know that I knew what he was doing. But still, it's like the only one that even remotely that even cared about any of that and kind of making sure that those guys moved on was him.
It was Barker. I wrote his name down there so that way I know I can kind of exclude him from anything. So
Yeah.
all right. So yes, sir. If you'll put that information in there, it's like you're gonna be just a little bit longer. So I'm gonna kind of just
Yeah,
guess
and I'm trying to summarize it real.
no, you're fine. Take your time. It's not bothering me. I just want to make sure that you get all the information in there, sir. I'll be back shortly.
Okay. Okay. So what I've got is on 8/3/2023, I was assaulted by a repo agent when I thwarted a repo on Walmart property. I called 911 and it took what felt like 10 to 15 minutes for the first officer to arrive. During that time, the attacker threatened me and chased me down a lane. Once there, officers, after speaking with the assailant and me, let the guy drive away. I felt that most officers dismissed the incident because of me being a First Amendment auditor and constitutional rights activist. The video interaction speaks for itself, I believe, and demonstrates several officers not handling the situation appropriately, particularly Sergeant Taylor, who was the responding supervisor. I'm just going to leave it at that because I think that the body cams, I think the YouTube video, all that will speak for itself on everything. It doesn't need to be more detailed than that.
are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, and I mean, like I said on there in the last sentence, I think that the video, like the stuff you're going to look at, will speak for itself.
Okay.
There's no need to beat a dead horse. I mean, obviously, you know what's appropriate and what's not, and I mean, you're going to review the video footage
Right.
and all that. So
Yeah, again, obviously what I look for is policy, any policy violations, make sure they follow policy or identify any possible policy violations. Let's see, so I'm just reading to make sure.
yes, sir.
'Cause-
And sorry about the handwriting. I know it sucks.
Hey, mine, look, this ain't too bad compared to mine. Mine has deteriorated over a period of time. Thank God I get to type most of my stuff. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me just get you, if you would, please, sir, just if you would mind just signing at the bottom somewhere down
Okay.
here, one of those lines.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Just anywhere on one of those lines, sir, since you just about filled it all up. So. All right, and let me get an officer up here to assist you with that warrant. Okay. Or
That sounds
affidavit.
great.
Oh. I guess they had them all. Hey, this is Lieutenant Barr. Hey, I have a complainant in here in the write-up room that wants to sign charge against the subject for the incident at Walmart yesterday. Can you have somebody en route, please? All right, thank you. All right, bye. All right.
And just so you and just so you know, I mean, my thing is, I as I said, it's accountability, transparency is very, it's very important within our government. With government employees, I don't, I advocate for any type of redress. You know, the right to redress our government under the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's key. It's very important. But I always advocate for people whenever they do redress, if they feel the need to redress on it, to do so responsibly, to do so peacefully, not to you know.
Well, trying to do things peacefully is always the best way.
Absolutely.
That's always the preferred method, but that doesn't always work out that way.
I mean, I can't, you know, obviously I can't control what people say. I can just ask them to do it, you know, respectfully and responsibly. You know, but you know, it's at the end of the day, it's, you know, people have their feelings on the.
People are people sometimes, aren't they?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People are different, but I'm gonna read this one more time, sir, just to
Okay.
make sure I understand it fully. So if I understand you correctly, just want to make sure I outline everything here, that you felt like the time it took for the officers to get there, like you felt like 10 to 15 minutes. So your first complaint based on this right here is the response time, first officer on scene, correct? That's one thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. The second thing is that you felt that the guy should have been arrested on the scene rather than the officers letting him go. That's the second thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. You felt like most of the officers dismissed the incident because of you being a First Amendment auditor and constitutional rights activist. So you felt like they were.
Well, 14th Amendment, equal protection. You know, for all. I mean, they shouldn't handle the matter differently for one person than they would for everybody else.
Right. So that's the third thing.
Yes. And then I also felt my rights as a victim as far as protecting me as a victim, especially allowing the attacker to leave. They should have, you know, been more proactive in making sure that I, as the victim, was safe from my attacker, and that they couldn't loom in the back, you know, just sit there and chill and just basically shrug their shoulders. Like I said, the only one that actually cared and actually did anything about that was Barker.
Okay. All right, sir. I just want to make sure that I fully understood what your the nature of your complaints are here. So.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to go put this in my office and so this could be filed. I normally at 4 o'clock, so it's probably going to be get it filed. You know, get it in my office and everything like that, signing the number, everything like that,
Sure.
and then get to work on it next week.
Awesome.
These do take time
I
for the
understand.
simple reason
Yeah.
that I wear many hats in here. I'm not just the internal affairs investigator. I
Right.
also have a lot of other functions like, we've got, whenever there's testing, promotional testing or lateral, somebody like a patrol officer wants to go to like in our ISU unit or something like that. I facilitate a lot of that stuff, and we actually got some stuff going on next week. So, but we'll definitely take a look at it, jump on it as soon as possibly can, and take a look at it and see what all we got here.
And I'm hoping the city doesn't give me a hard time about the cost of producing, body cams and the 911
That's
call.
something that we have no control over,
I-
either, of course.
I understand. That's
Yeah.
just something I'd have to take up with the city. But honestly, it's something that between you and me, I believe that Walmart should pick up the cost for that, because when their employees were unable, like, I know that they have policy against, they have trespassed those people from their property, from repoing cars
Oh,
out
they
of their
told
lot.
you that, or?
Well, no, I have a personal experience
Uh-huh.
with it. As far as my wife actually, back at Christmas time, she was, we were hitting a difficult, more difficult time.
Tough patch.
And yeah, she was they fell behind a little bit on the car, and they actually pulled up on her while she was walking out of the store and saw the Repo-Man back at the car, and there was a Walmart employee or manager that was out there saying, "You better drop that damn thing and get out of here right now. Y'all have been told, y'all have been trespassed, y'all have been warned, you can't come on this property and tow cars." And it makes sense. Why would Walmart, want their paying customers that came there to shop, why would they, somebody driving through their lanes and scanning license tags, like no store's gonna want, no store's gonna want anybody.
I don't know if that's a nationwide. In other words, if that's all Walmarts, or maybe just that one. I don't know. I don't know if you had looked into that or not.
Well, I know it's at least that store, and I would venture to say it's probably Walmart probably corporate probably feels the same way, and so no employees were out there to stop it, and I never saw any come out during all of this. So I mean, at the end of the day, there was an injury that occurred on Walmart property. I was attacked by Repo-Man for actually trying to uphold and enforce their own policy. Therefore, I think it only makes sense that the cost for getting the 911 call, Walmart would have a shared interest in this because it happened on their property. So any cost for obtaining the records, any cost for obtaining the 911 call, the body cams, I think that should be something that this large company should pick up the cost on, as well as any additional injury or any additional expenses relating to that, and injury associated with what happened.
Well,
I mean, while I wasn't physically,
yeah.
he didn't break any skin or anything. I mean, obviously, it's there's still an incident that happened.
Yeah. Have you reached out to maybe Walmart corporate to see if that, answer some of your questions?
No, because honestly, they'll see it anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, when the video goes public, I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that they'll see it. It'll get to their attention real quick.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So.
All right. Mr. Reardon, I'm going to take us back here. I'll be back here in a minute. We'll stand by here. The officers should be here any time now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, where they had to pull them from, because obviously there's only so many out there, depending on, where they had to come from. Sometimes.
Hell, get Barker over here.
Well, if he worked yesterday, he's not here today.
He's not here
so
today.
it's
I
shift,
got you.
right, yes,
I
sir.
got you.
Yeah,
Alternating
we have,
shifts.
yeah, 2 different day shifts, but they I don't know where they're to pull somebody from, but they'll give somebody here as soon as they can. So,
Okay.
But I'll be right back here in a minute, sir.
Thank you.
Are you here for the guy with the warrant or the affidavit?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Reardon?
Yes, sir.
This is Officer Jason Asbury here. He is going to
How you doing,
assist
sir?
you with the affidavit. And here is the last 5 of the report number from Walmart right there, 81275. And he would like to sign charges against the other subject for assault.
Okay.
Yep.
All right?
Hey, thank you, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
All right. And actually, I've got a, if you can actually email me, I should have put an email address down on that because that's the easiest way.
To get with you? Well, here, yeah, you
because-
yeah, you'll write it on there.
To be honest with you, I don't even live at that physical address that I gave you.
Yeah, if you just want to write it down right there or somewhere or on the side somewhere, there's really no place that you need to change that format where you can put an email down.
Okay.
Just somewhere on there's fine. Is that what you're saying? Is that how you want me to correspond with you? The outcome of the investigation is to email it to you?
Yes.
Okay, I can do that. And again, don't forget if you'll send me that video on my email address right
yeah.
there, that'd be great, sir.
Absolutely.
Make sure I can fully understand what that is.
PatriotPressTV@gmail.com.
Gmail.com? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. With the charge there and all that.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Mr. Beard, while I'm pulling this up, can you just kind of walk me? I'm new to this. Can you just kind of walk me through what's going on?
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about any of this.
I was attacked by the Repo-Man at
Okay.
the Walmart parking lot yesterday. I was actually doing a good Samaritan deed and you know, trying to get him to vacate the parking lot. They were him and a scout of his were running tags and were about to haul a car out of a parking spot. Walmart has warned them multiple times that
Okay.
they have no business on that lot towing off their customers' cars.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, as I told Lieutenant, I know from a personal dealing with it, that's the case. So as I was recording him and telling him, you know, he needed to leave, he ended up attacking me. He hit my phone, hit my hand. It was a jab. And so I called 911. And yeah, I mean, and then as far as everything that happened after that, that's in the internal affairs, report.
I don't have anything to do with that.
So yeah, this is just, and then while I was on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, he actually came up to me and said, "I'm gonna beat your ass," and then he charged at me and chased me down the lane of the parking lot.
Okay. Which hand did he hit you?
It's the right. The whole experience taught me to go. I went right back into Walmart after all that and got me a thing of pepper spray. Yeah, easiest way to thwart an attacker like that. You know, particularly after he didn't get arrested on the spot, and he charged at me twice.
Well, unfortunately, if it occurs outside our presence, it's a misdemeanor offense. We can't make an arrest.
Right. Well, I mean, but.
You gotta take that. It's up to the.
But you could if somebody was shoplifting. That's a misdemeanor offense as well. That would generally happen outside of the presence of law enforcement. So, I mean, there's lots of things where an arrest is made that happens outside of the presence of law enforcement, but an arrest is still made.
Well, that's true. But it has to do with the specifics of each situation.
Yeah.
Reardon, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. And he said what he's gonna do. What did he say he was gonna do to you?
So he's gonna beat my ass. If you just give me 1 second, grab that stuff off the printer, we'll go get it signed, All right, sounds good.
and they will set you up with a probable cause here.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, everybody. Mr. Reed, you'll walk up to the front with me.
Okay.
Can you read through this report right here, please? That's the only part I can. It's the only part I can take.
So did personnel striking man saying he was going to beat my ass, the victim,
So you either need to report it.
and chasing him down in the parking lot. It's a violation.
It's happening in
Looks good to me.
Okay. She's gonna explain to you what to do.
Okay.
He hadn't signed yet. Yes, ma'am.
But Memphis just sent me here and told me that I had to do it in Mississippi because it was the Mississippi tax.
It wouldn't be with Southaven, the crime that occurred in Southaven. Is the issue, like what took come to the yard you say was,
Davenport County,
where's that at?
and Memphis,
All right,
Tennessee.
raise your right hand.
So that it all happened
Do
in
you swear the
Memphis.
statements given here are true and correct to the best of your
But
knowledge?
Memphis just sent me here and they told me.
Did this
to
happen today?
report it.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
That my tags were stolen. In the Mississippi tax. So I need to report it here because it's Mississippi tax.
Not how that works.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
You're
reported
just
where
gonna
it was
sign right
stolen
here where it
at,
says affiant,
right?
And then your probable cause hearing will be next Wednesday at 9 o'clock, on the 9th at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, and so just initial next to that date and time, and then I'll get you a copy of it.
My tag was stolen, and I guess a lot more after I wrecked the vehicle, and my home was in Davenport County. And so they have my tags, they're registering my tags in Southaven.
Okay, very nice.
Do you know who registered it?
No, they're putting it in my name.
I was registered your
And
name.
they're still re-registering the car, the tags in my name. Supposedly my car is still at Davenport County.
So have you ever had any dealings out here in Southaven with any first-time drivers?
I was told
Yep.
that the car was told I was not allowed to get it off the
Was it a
lot.
positive experience or?
Not
It was,
Do you pay
Not
by
usually.
insurance for it?
I usually don't try to, I mean, my goal is not to give y'all
But I don't
hard
know
time.
what
You
happened.
know, it's to
It's
it's to protect the rights, you know, it's to,
You know, I just wasn't arguing, whatever. You know,
what I want is, my goal is to show officers truly, you know, honoring,
But I know
you know, the
that
path they took. Marine Corps veteran myself,
How do you know it's being registered in
and,
Southaven?
you know, I swore a lifelong oath to protect and defend the Constitution, so.
I appreciate your service.
She's the one
Yes,
who
sir.
told me that, yes, it's being registered
Okay, there's your copy.
Okay.
at the community here.
All
So anything else we got, Officer?
right. No, sir, I believe that'll be it.
All right, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, officer.
I need to report this tag. I mean, I just want there to be some identification behind it of the car. I mean, they have their 35 on there and it's white.
Okay, there you have it. So that there is, shit. That there's part 2 of the Southaven Walmart incident. Now we're on to part 3. Part 3 is going to be going to City Hall.